Chair rail. We're doing a chair rail in this home. Everybody has their different heights for where they put their chair rail. We go 36 inches off the floor to the top of our chair rail. So I've already got it pre-measured and pre-laid out. We have some inside corners, and we don't have an outside corner, and so I'm going to go over that right now. Our chair rail is stopping here on this corner, and which means we're not wrapping our chair rail around the corner. We're stopping about 1/2 inch to the outside edge of the corner. With this chair rail and the reveal that we have, it's not just going to be cut flat and stop right there so it's flat. We're going to actually put a mitered 45 corner on this so it looks like the molding wraps and turns into the wall. So for our outside edge, what we do is we measure, just like the baseboard, measure to the outside of the wall, and then we subtract our 1/2 inch. Again, that measurement, that 1/2 inch, is a preference. It can be 1 inch, 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch. A lot of times the profile is what will help determine that, along with everything else. So with this chair rail, again, because of our profile, it's not a flat profile in the front. So with the baseboard, we would do what was called a butt joint, where you can just put the end of a baseboard tight to the face of the other baseboard. With this, you can't do that. And there are 2 modes of doing it. You can scribe it in, or you can do a mitered corner. We do the mitered corner, and so for doing that, again, we have our height laid out. You make your measurements inside to inside. And then, like an outside corner, when you cut this on an angle, the inside corners are actually the opposite of an outside corner. So instead of 46 degrees on the inside corners, you cut it at a 44 degree on an inside corner. Because again, that's what makes this outside inner edge tighter. The one thing I will say on this is when it comes to installing baseboard, anything like this where you have multiple pieces, even though, like I said before, I like to go clockwise for the most part, there are certain points in time where it's smarter or easier to put in a certain piece first. And a lot of times putting the smaller pieces in before the longer pieces is better, especially when it's a tight corner and you need it to be tight, because the longer pieces, you can bend them and bend them into place, versus a tight one, it's hard to get it in place if you can't bend it. And I may be able to show you why on this next piece over here. As things get more eye level, I like to use less nails if possible. It's less work for the painters, but it's also visually more appealing. So I will still put in a nail everywhere where I have a stud, but this is where the wood glue comes in place again, where you place wood on the back of your piece. So the glue is actually what does a majority of the holding to the wall versus nails. You get the inside corner, you get some glue in there again. And then this is where possibly bending into place may be necessary, where we're still a little bit tight over here. And in order to keep that joint over here really tight, you put your inside corner in, and then you pull the center out and tuck the other side in, and then push it in, and it makes that inside corner much tighter and cleaner. Every once in a while, when you put your pieces in, they're not perfect, and so if you have a little block, you can come in and tap it to make it so that the reveal or the top is nice and clean. I have it marked. We have a stud right here to the left side of our outlet, and so that is where our next nail goes. As we have our piece over here, remember I cut it to where we were 1/2 inch off of the outside corner. I won't install this piece just yet because we have this little baby piece that goes on the end, and this little baby piece goes right here. So that way, again, it keeps that profile on the side. Instead of nailing this in place, because what happens with these little ones is that they split, they crack, they break as you nail them. So what we do is we glue them and let them sit. Once the glue's dried, then we come in and we nail the full piece up. The millwork you choose to put in your home, it sets the style for your home. The type of trim work you pick to put in your house is what kind of defines the theme and the style of your home.